I, uh, I've gotten on this kick lately that as I start to watch, and we're talking athletics now, but it's people that I meet and have discussions with, regardless of what craft they might be into. And
Mm-hmm.
um, fundamentally, I start to listen to how they set their lives up, and really, I think simply put, the difference between someone who reaches their full potential and someone who doesn't is someone who fundamentally sets their life up to see what they can accomplish. Where most people set their lives up to try not to fail. And if you really give that the kind of thought that that particular statement generates, in my mind, if you're going out every day and you're trying to see what you can accomplish in the course of a day that's going to contribute to all of the things that we know are important in life, then you're going to be out ripping, and curiosity is going to drive you in directions that are going to allow you to have this healthy outlook on failure and get back up and just keep going, because that's a mere obstacle. And someone who is living their life not to fail, which I believe is kind of the direction that society's going in. And so much of it has to do because they don't want to disappoint someone else, the fear of someone else's opinion. And the minute a little bit of tension or anxiety gets pushed into someone's life who doesn't want to fail, they immediately withdraw. You can watch it in body language. You can watch it in the way their eyes dart around. And if you relate that to the sport of swimming, you just watch someone get behind the block, and you add a little bit of tension and anxiety to that, and you'll know what's going to happen way before the gun goes off or the horn sounds.
So, what would be a plan of action or some advice to somebody like that?
Yeah, I mean, you basically have to start to help them carve out behavior that changes that, right? And I listened to Katie Miley was in town not long ago, and I spent
Mm.
some time with her on the pool deck, and we were talking, and she talks about mindset, and then she talks about growth mindset. And we've all read about that, right? Everybody's seen the information on that, but it isn't something that is that difficult to apply. And let's just say you're in a situation, and let's relate it to a workout. You're in a situation where you're into the grind of the season, and there's something that the coach asks you to do, and you immediately know that you're not capable of doing that. And you start to go down that road of your next thought is justifying why you can't do it. And then your next thought is like even getting more and more negative, to a point where that entire set that you start to swim is just nothing but futile worthlessness. You've gained nothing from it. Where if you can start to work on someone with a growth mind, understand the growth mindset, and it's easy to explain. And it's also easy to observe and help them change if they really want to. The first thought's not going to change. They're going to go, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. But if they can start to go, wait a minute, why am I thinking that? Well, realistically, I'm not capable of doing what I'm asked. What can I accomplish? What are the small things I can accomplish through being asked to do something I don't want to do? And then maybe it's something like, I'm just going to work on a solid turn. I'm going to think about my technique on my recovery. And I think more coaches need to learn how to observe that than I think swimmers. I think when a coach, like, I believe that I listened to a little blip of Jonty talking about how important it is to get to know their athlete. And then Yane, I heard a little bit of him talking about how he didn't have a good relationship with his coach. And it does all come down to understanding how people make decisions. And you really have to get to know someone to know the way they view the world and how the impact of what you're going to express to them is going to affect their behavior. And very few people spend enough time doing that. It takes a long time to understand how someone makes decisions, and then to understand how to articulate to them in a way that they can relate is another huge challenge.